I had this crazy dream. I wanted to get rich, travel the world, be a digital nomad, have exotic adventures. I wanted to make YouTube videos and Instagram stories and have thousands of Facebook followers. And the only thing wrong with this was I was thinking too small. People in this most connected of all times, in the era of social media, are lonelier than ever before. According to experts, one of the top causes of depression and anxiety and suicide is loneliness. But I think it's something even worse than loneliness. I think it's worthlessness, meaninglessness, hopelessness, just lessness. And our hearts were made for more. There was one man who came and said he came to bring life and to bring it more abundantly. And many people follow this man and have no abundance and have no more hope, no more meaning, no more worth, no more feeling of connection than anybody else in the world. How can this be? How can the faithful live a life of faithlessness? This world is full of trouble. Trouble like children who starve to death when there's plenty of food in the world to feed everybody. That's not what God had in mind. Trouble like villages that die because there's no clean water when there's technology that should bring clean water to everyone, everywhere. That's not what God had in mind. Trouble like genocide, violence, hatred, intolerance. Those things are not what God had in mind. Why do so many live in abject poverty when so many more live in absolute opulent abundance? And the answer is not to steal from the rich and give to the poor. The answer is to change the hearts of the rich so they become generous givers out of their abundance. And they create more abundance. And by creating more abundance, they create more prosperous people who create more abundance. And so on. That's what God had in mind. That's life. And life more abundantly. God's plan is something bigger and grander and more amazing than anything we can possibly think or imagine. What God had in mind was children who are well, who are fed, who are clothed, a world where there's enough. And the answer to these problems, and even the answer to corporate greed, is more prosperity. It was God's idea to start with. Abraham was rich in silver and gold and cattle, and he was a blessing, and he was a blessing to others at the same time. Today, I think there's a call on the life of entrepreneurs, business people, wealth builders. These are the people who will solve society's problems and the world's problems. Yes, some will abuse their power and be greedy, but there are so many others who will change. They'll have transformed hearts. They'll bypass governmental structures. They'll bypass bureaucracies, the political powers that be, the religious blockades. These people will put food in front of children who are hungry. They'll put medicine in the hands of people who are sick. They'll bring peace where there is strife and violence. And they will live well while doing good. See, I had a crazy dream. My dream was to get rich, to travel the world, to be a digital nomad, to have exotic adventures in every continent, in every strange and miraculous land. And God gave me another dream, and He said, I want you to have those things too, but you don't need to get rich. You need to learn how to be rich, because you already are rich. And yes, my son, go travel the world and multiply prosperity by doing so. Multiply those who are prosperous. Be a multiplier of capital. And capital is money and cattle and livestock and silver and gold. And capital is people and love and compassion and generosity. Multiply capital. Bring more and more prosperity, more and more goodness, more and more wholeness to the face of the earth. So that in the midst of every tragedy, every outbreak of hunger, disease, violence, warfare, injustice, there are believers with money in hand, with resources in hand, with love in their hearts, stepping in to reshape the world, to show people their worthiness, their meaning, their hope, to show people their more. This is the story we're here to tell. This is the old story. And we love to tell this story. It will be our theme in glory. To tell the old story of Jesus and His love. Do you have the dream?